Next up, Russ and I are going to talk about some of your favorite boutique labels like Arrow, Scream Factory, and Shout Select. Welcome back to 4K Kings. I'm Matt.
I'm Russ.
And welcome to your home of physical media, sweat, and more.
Wow.
I'm a little hot under these lights today. Thank you everyone for joining. Again, I'm Matt and this is Russ, and you're here with the 4K Kings where we talk about movies we love, mainly a focus on physical media, but just a good old time talking about this thing called cinema. And if you like that kind of thing, what should they do, Russ?
They should subscribe, they should leave us comments, and they should like the video. It's the best way to let the algorithm know that what we're doing is right.
Who are you? And why are you so dumb?
And don't forget to send us your viewer videos or even pictures of your collection, things that you picked up, things you're proud of, excited to share. Share it with us and we'll share it with the community as well. This week, Russ, we've got a piece of mail in the viewer mailbag.
Whoa.
This is from a guy named Javier who sent us a picture of his couple of new releases that he picked up. He's saying that he's fairly new to physical media. Here's what he has to say. Hi, my name is Javier and you guys are my favorite home media channel by far. You guys rock. I'm really new to collecting and I'm so late to the game, but here are some additions to me. I saw you were asking for some. Also, we should start a Discord to talk about movies and music. These are his pickups.
I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, the game, anything, but a buddy of mine who does told me this movie's fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Same.
Even regardless of liking Dungeons and Dragons. You might just like the movie. Dawn of the Dead, I think that's the second site. I've never seen Twin Peaks.
Dude, I've seen everything David Lynch has done besides Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
So I've never watched this movie because I always wanted to watch the show first.
Yeah. Thank you, Javier, for sending these in.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. And if you're interested in sending us something, we'll throw our email down below for you all to check out. One last thing we got to tease the fans with. Just one last quick thing. Pretty soon we're going to be doing a review of a very infamous, famous, however you want to say, movie.
Yes.
And a release that could be one of your top 5 of the year.
I would be astounded if it did not make my top 5.
We've been kind of teasing that. We're going to show it one more time. We're not going to show what it is. Please continue to guess. We're not going to say if you do or don't get it right, but for those that do guess it, we'll give you a special shout out once it's time for the video to air. So Russ, why don't you just give the fans one last quick peek so they can see what we're talking about here. Wow. Thank you, Russ. And stay tuned for that review. We'll be putting that up very soon.
I feel I was denied critical, need to know information.
Arrow is announcing their November slate, and as always, there's always something fun in there for everybody. The first one we're going to start with is Tremors 2 Aftershocks. Now, believe it or not, Russ, we covered Tremors in the very beginning of this channel when the original Tremors came out from Arrow not that long ago. So Arrow released Tremors in 4K on the 15th of December back in 2020.
Yes.
Here we are in 2021. Welcome to 2021, by the way. We talked about at that time the entire Tremors series. If you want to go back and look at that, you can and see Russ and I when we were just wee babies. But we talk about the entire series, and we talked a little bit about 2, but honestly, you might have to roll the tapes. I can't remember what I said or didn't say about 2 because I haven't seen it, but it's coming out November 28th in the US, November 27th in the UK, 4K Ultra HD, previously released by Universal back in 2021, which, again, we covered at the time. Arrow's putting this out for the first time, new package, ton of new features, including new 4K restoration with Dolby Vision HDR, approved by the director, 2 new commentaries, one with the director, one with the author of the unofficial guide to Tremors, 2 new interviews with the CG supervisor and the special effects designer, a making of Tremors, some outtakes and trailers. You got a hard box, double-sided poster, a graboid cross section, and a booklet. You're going to get 4K and Blu-ray versions in a green box, and then the limited Arrow version, which resembles, in my opinion, the very first one.
It does.
It looks very, very similar. So I'll say I stopped after the first Tremors. Like I mentioned, I haven't seen any of these sequels. I know my boy Michael Gross is cashing checks, though. He is in like every one. He has never not been in one. I think the very last one, he was in it with like John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite. Fred Ward, rest in peace. I think he dropped off after the Western Tremors.
Ouch.
I've heard people defend 2.
Okay.
I've never heard anyone said it's equivalent to the original or that they, would put it above.
Yeah.
But I've always heard it's a worthy, fun direct-to-video sequel.
I personally, I don't think I would pick this up. I don't think, but if I was going to, I feel like I would go with the green box. I know there's an argument that can be made, like the Tremors 1 and 2 will look like, like a double box, kind of the same color. They probably match, but I kind of like that green. What do you think?
They're in two different leagues in my mind. So having that unison approach of the same color for both of them, to me, I like that it's different in green. To me, that differentiates it from, hey, this was one that actually got pretty good reviews, did decent at the box office, was I wouldn't say cult hit, but a VHS rental mainstay, and this was the cash in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, I forgot.
Yep.
And nothing wrong with the cash in if they did it well, but in my mind, they're two different animals.
Yep. Well, $45, not too bad. Let us know if you're a big Tremors 2 fan or whatever number in the series you are. Let us know what you think if you're picking this up. Should we give it a chance? Honestly, I haven't seen it. I've seen some clips.
That's what I was just about to say. Let us know if we should watch it. We could be missing out on a gem.
I do not have the answer at this time.
And then one other one, Russ, coming from Arrow that we wanted to cover really quickly also was Barbarella.
Pre-ordered.
November 28th, previously released a handful of times on Blu-ray. And again, Arrow's putting this out for the very first time on 4K and Blue. And they are doing their original art here for the 4K and Blue. And then again, this new thing that they're doing, which I don't mind, is the limited version that can be sold only at Arrow, which is the classic poster art, which I think is sort of what you've got right here.
Yeah, it's the slipcase over the classic poster art.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's nice. Yeah, well, it looks like fans are pretty excited about this too. You got a new 4K restoration Atmos track. It mentions this. Tell me what this is maybe referring to, because I was kind of confused. It says, featuring lossless English and French mono, featuring Jane Fonda's voice. Was Jane Fonda's voice not used in a final cut? Was there some overdubbing or something?
What's interesting about this, I'm somewhat of a Jane Fonda aficionado. She was literally my first crush, believe it or not, when I was like a little kid. Her first marriage, he basically was running her career. You're doing this kind of movie. And if you watch her films up until Barbarella, she's always like the chick.
But that's monstrous.
And then once they separated, that's when the Jane Fonda, like the activism, her movies started to change. I think right after this, she may have done Clute.
80 for Brady.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the movie that was sort of a tipping point, I think, in terms of how she was going to approach acting in films.
I've heard this name so many times, but for whatever reason, the movie itself was escaping me when I was trying to think of what it even was. And I was thinking to myself, am I like watching this to get horny? Like, is this a horny movie?
Yeah.
Is it like kind of like Skinamax or?
For that time period, it's a romp, a campy sci-fi. Nobody's going to watch this and mistake it for a serious science fiction.
A lot of cleavage,
film. A lot of cleavage,
a lot of
outfits, a lot of boots, her floating around naked, a lot of stuff like that.
Okay. Should I watch this with my Talk to Me release? Talk to me, Jane.
Well, all right. But I don't see what good it will do.
You can ask my wife. I have a boot fetish.
Okay.
Part of the reason why I watched this movie as a child.
Okay.
This is a specific level of camp. You're going to either love it or you're going to regret spending $50.
Yeah, well, what I think is kind of cool is the original art here is really fun, colorful. You have this like illustration of her. There's obviously some like ecstasy in her face or whatever. Like it's just like you said, it's describing everything that you're describing. I feel like is here. Or you can go with this like Star Wars Drew Struzan-esque cover that's like making this look like a, you know, like an epic space drama when really it's like you said, a bunch of camp and fun. And I like how you can kind of choose which Barbarella do you want.
You know, Duran Duran got their name from this movie.
Duran Duran? From the planet Earth?
Electric Barbarella?
Duran Duran, probably. I don't know. What the fuck is Electric Barbarella?
Isn't that the name of the song?
I don't know. I'm talking about the band name, Duran Duran.
Oh, I'm saying they have a song called Electric Barbarella.
I'm not a Duran Duran guy.
But I'm saying it's all cyclical.
Oh, yeah.
Name from this, they referenced it in a song.
You something, you taught me something.
All
It's
right.
a little Duran Duran appreciation going on over here.
Well, anyone else out there have any strong feelings for Jane Fonda, let us know. Tell us what crush that you have. Are you getting Barbarella too? Did you like 80 for Brady? What was your first sexual experience? moving on out of Arrow Russ, we're going to dive into Scream Factory, Shout Select. They've actually announced quite a few things that I'm actually kind of excited about, but I want to talk about probably the most important one right off the bat, and that is the Police Academy Collection. How excited are you for the Police Academy Collection?
I'm going to say 0.
Who has the balls to put 7 snappers in a box? Who's got the balls to do such a thing? 7 snapper cases in a row.
Who has the balls to buy this?
Only WB, baby.
When did that come out?
Son of a bitch.
What year did that come out? You've had that for a while.
I have had it for a while.
I've been roasting you over that for like at least a decade.
It says 2004. So you must know, Russ, I'm excited for Police Academy Collection. Coming out November 21st, Shout Select, previously on DVD and a foreign Blu-ray collection. In the UK, they put something out, but nothing else. So you got all 7 classics here, Russ. All 7, or at least 2 or 3 classics and a few others.
One classic.
And
we've got one classic. And why can't I get a solo release? The original.
4K. Solo, that'd be badass.
It would. I don't want Mission to fucking Moscow.
No, who does? Who wants that? I never even watched that one. The cover art's okay. I would have liked, Mahoney or Callahan or Hightower or Hooks or Sweet Chuck or Zed or... I would have liked any of those people being on here, but it's fine. You got this cover. It's good.
It's uninspired.
I mean, look, this is like, all of these are great. There are these fun illustrations. It's like corny, kooky, whatever. It matches the film perfectly. Here you got bullet holes in the thing. It's fine. I'm interested to see what features come out for this. Shout Select is putting this out. Maybe there's some new stuff, maybe some old. I don't know. But you know what I'm not excited about, Russ? I am not impressed by the price. $79.99.
Wow.
Okay, so what's that, $11 per movie? But I'm not going to pay $80 for the Police Academy Collection in, by the way, what appears to be a slim case, which has 5 discs in it. So some of these movies are like shoved onto those discs. $80? Like, it's not even a nice package. I'm going to need this to come down to $30. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
2, 3, 4, and I can dabble in 5. 6 was okay. I never saw 7, and I've never seen 1.
I was just about to say, it was in my head the entire time. I'm like, oh, he's going to get roasted in the comments. Dude, I'm not saying 1 is on par with Animal House, Revenge of the Nerds, those type of films, but it's close. The first one is a very enjoyably raunchy, R-rated comedy, and the other ones are cartoons.
I'm sorry, I'm an emotional, sensitive guy, and
They are cartoons. That's probably why I love them as a
Yeah,
kid, because
yeah,
I watched them as a kid.
Of course, nostalgia. I don't blame you at all. But I am going to begrudge you for never checking out the original.
Well, maybe I'll spend $80 to get the original.
You got it sitting right there. That fucking snapper out, Matt.
I'll tell you what, on here, there's a commentary with every cast member, every single one, plus an all-new reunion documentary, Behind Academy Doors, Secret Files Revealed. This is a good little DVD here. Well, I'm not going to buy this at this price unless Steve Guttenberg welcomes me to the damn disc, which is my new favorite thing. I'm not going to pay $80.
Oh, come on, man.
Fargo 4K, again, we don't have any details on anything, on any of these releases. They're just announced and that's it. But this is November 7th, Shout Select. Finally, this was teased like 2 years ago or something. I think we might have even mentioned it at that point.
Yeah, I remember.
It's in a collector's edition, which it was released in a collector's edition steelbook a little while back, which I think you have.
Yeah, that's the edition I own.
Yep. So and I like that. I like that steel. I think it looks nice.
So.
Previous features were decent. There was a commentary with the cinematographer, Roger Deakins. He's on there talking about it. And then a 28-minute making of featurette and a 20-minute Charlie Rose interview with the Coens and Frances McDormand are on this collector's edition from the past. This is one of their iconic films, finally coming out in 4K. It's a day one for me. New features would be great in time to celebrate this release finally coming out.
If you order it directly, you get that snow globe.
Oh, shit. That's right. That's right. So you're getting the I Love Golf notepad. You're getting a little poster here, and then the snow globe, wood chipper snow globe, which is really awesome.
It is. And it sucks because that's actually a prop / replica I can get behind. That would fit on a shelf.
It's fun. And I can't wait to see what the actual image looks like.
Yeah.
So day one, at least, maybe I'll get this one too, just in time for the holidays. That'd be great for the, for the Christmas scenery.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Silver Bullet, 4K.
Now this I'm going to be buying. I'm skipping Fargo, but I'm getting Silver Bullet.
November 21st, Scream Factory Collector's Edition, previously released from Scream Factory in a Collector's Edition back in 2019. Do you own that one?
No, and that's why I was like, yes, finally, one that I didn't pick up.
I'm glad they returned to this art. This classic art, I think, looks really cool. The previous art, I think, looks goofy as hell. Sometimes Scream does this shit where they do these more illustrated, fun sort of covers. But to me, this just looks, I don't know, this just looks a little ridiculous.
Take it easy. I know how you feel.
The movie's ridiculous, though.
Is it?
So I can forgive this.
So this makes it look better than it is.
I would damn near say that that's misleading.
This poster's better than the movie?
Dude, this is. Can I tell you something? Hold on. I'm going to tell you, kind of. I'm going to tell you this straight up, dude. This is a movie that has Gary Busey and Corey Haim in a wheelchair.
Wow.
Just that alone, those two things I just said, justifies that cover that you don't like.
I know, and it's nothing new for this channel, but I haven't seen this one. But what's weird is I saw every Corey Haim movie that ever came out in the 80s.
Wow.
Saw Lost Boys, Dream a Little Dream.
I never saw that.
License to Drive.
Never saw it.
Lucas.
I've seen Lucas. That was the other one I was forgetting.
I don't know why I didn't see this movie. I don't know why I didn't. I saw everything with Haim. Does it hold up?
There is a cool dream sequence in it, but even that, like, it's no American Werewolf in London. But what this film has in spades, and actually Roger Ebert said this when it was released.
I think you have to look at Silver Bullet in the same way that you look at Airplane as a satire of airport, Top Secret as a satire of spy movies. This movie is such a hilarious parody of the entire Stephen King genre that in some demented way, it's a comic masterpiece.
And he recognizes that it's basically bad, but he said it plays like a Stephen King parody. And he said, I found myself immensely enjoying it. And that's exactly what I would say about it. He was spot on with that. This is the type of movie, and I miss this, where Gary Busey, he's like the uncle, but he's portrayed as the cool uncle, you know, like the mom is shrill, but he's an alcoholic and he keeps doing all these terrible things for this kid.
I don't want you drinking around Marty.
Don't be telling me what to do. You've been telling me what to do all my life.
But because it's an 80s movie, it's like, yo, he's the good guy.
He's the good one.
And this mom, man, this bitch.
What a
like,
bitch.
Whoa, no, she's completely correct. This guy's a drunk who's trying to attach a rocket to this kid's wheelchair.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. This shit is great.
I wish Gary Busey was the werewolf.
And this guy's a psycho.
Just real briefly, I'd like to just touch on another final release here from Scream Factory, Tales from the Darkside, the movie in 4K, out November 7th in a collector's edition, previously released by them back in 2020, again in a collector's edition. Again, probably all the same features as before, which, again, there was a lot. Now, I have seen this movie before, which is a rare thing to say on this channel, I know. I have seen this. I see all the bad shit. It's like, why'd you see Tales of fucking Darkside?
I don't even like this movie.
I'm always interested to see, you know, a good anthology and how they kind of, you know, all the different stories, how they're all tied together.
Why do you like this one?
Well, I don't really.
I'm going to start a little fire under your chair and roast your nuts.
As a kid, I definitely watched this because it felt, when you saw like any trailer or images or whatever, it felt like in the same vein maybe as like a creep show or something. But then when you watch it, you realize this is like a lesser version of that completely.
Kind of what you just said about Silver Bullet. I feel like the cover of this movie is way better than anything in the movie.
It is kind of a cool cover. That's the thing about this movie, which is crazy.
There's a lot of big... Isn't Christian Slater?
Dude, Christian Slater, Steve Buscemi.
The only one I really remember, and I believe it's the one with Steve Buscemi where it's like a college and they get that tomb.
Yeah.
I remember that one the most. That must have been the first one, if I remember it the most.
Yep. Debbie Harry's in the wraparound story. And then you have the second story with the old man trying to get rid of the cat. That's that William Dickey guy who's like, say grace, the blessing. Then you got James Remar and Rae Dawn Chong at the end. There's three bits and a wraparound. The wraparound's myth. The mummy one with Christian Slater was okay. And then even the middle one with the cat was fine. But then the third one I actually think is good. I like the plot. I like the concept. It felt more like Tales from the Crypt to me. It felt more like there was an edge to this one. A little soap opera-y, but still kind of had that edge. Rae Dawn Chong was in it, hot. There was nudity. You know, as a kid, you're just locked in. So she was like beautiful at the time. Soul Man, I know that's its own conversation, but she was very beautiful in that. She's very beautiful in this. And I forgot James Remar was in that. I don't know. I like that one. I thought it was good. I'm not buying this. I would like to rewatch that last segment, and that's it. But yeah, so that's all for the old Shout Factory, Scream Factory Shout Select, Russ. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please come back again soon. If there's any other Rae Dawn Chong fans out there, let me know. Swap stories.
Oh, please. My father will really like that. Oh.
Rae Dawn, we love you.